Welcome, my brothers and sisters, to another session of the PM Hour. You know what it is, the Pan-African Millennial Hour. We get into it. We there. We all the way. It's about the diaspora. My name is Patrick.
I'm Tasha.
I'm Terry.
Yo, it's your boy Gary. You know, it's all about the melanin, y'all.
Yes, so we're going to get in today with another session, you guys, and it's all about Jacob Blake, with another black man getting shot in his own community, with the officer shooting him in the back 7 times. What you know about that? So let me start off with this. Regardless of the fact that he was not supposed to be in his own area with the restraining order, but it still does not disregard of him getting shot, you guys, with his kids in the car. So let me tell you about this, though. So let me tell you about how he was not supposed to be in his area with the restraining order. And I do understand he was not supposed to be in there. But at the same time, with him getting shot 7 times in the back on top of being paralyzed, it does not disregard of the officer shooting him, though. And he have dumbass officers standing there and not saying, hey, hold on, slow down, and helping him at the same damn time. What the fuck is your training for? I don't understand that. You went to the damn academy to be trained for fucking what?
Right.
What the fuck is you being trained for a whole fucking year?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with the whole
What
thing.
is your training for? Y'all get trained for fucking what? And on top of my damn tax-paying fucking dollars, it's for what? To be thrown out the fucking window? This is why I keep on saying defund your ass.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm at.
Fucking fund your dumb asses. And on top of that, your wife don't need shit. Your kids don't need shit. Cause I see the fuck you ain't doing shit.
See, you.
But standing your motherfucking ass around having somebody fucking being shot.
See, hold on, let me go
now,
and say it. Let me.
All I need to say is this. You standing there looking and seeing, you might as well should have recorded the shit. You ain't doing shit.
Yeah. Because
apparently you didn't even have your fucking damn, what is that, recording camera on? Recording shit.
Oh,
a fucking citizen
that's a good point.
Sis,
Sis, let me get it. Let me get it. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
Let me get it.
Before
Hold
you
on.
Jump in real
Hold
quick,
on.
because I
Okay,
ain't
go
done
ahead.
yet.
Go ahead.
But on top of that, I'm just still pissed off because I understand that this man did have his priors. I do get that from previously back in, I believe, when I was reading, because, you know, you guys got to go back and read for yourself, though, but I'm going to give you a little snippet. From back in, I believe it was like in May, I believe he had an incident with the same prior woman for alleged, I'm going to say alleged, because he's still going through this, for assault. I believe it was a felony assault of conduct sexually, you know, that he touched her or whatever the case may be in the bed with her daughter. However, he is still going through that. So I'm not going to go into details. So you guys go back and read that up. It's public records. So he's still going through that. He must have took her keys and all that. That what brought him to the scene and had the police called and all that. That's what brought up into the restraining order and all that. And for the police to be called. So I'm assuming that's why a fight, however, broke out and the police was called. But regardless of the police is being called and however he was, you know, being combative or whatever, was not following the police rules and, you know, all of that, you know, but basically, long story short, it still should not take one police officer to not take this man down. You still have about 2 or 3 police officers standing there, not helping their fellow police officers. Because when you see a fellow police officer struggling and you got about 2 or 3 police officers standing right there, you help your fellow officer there. So it will not escalate to that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get exactly what you're saying. That's actually the point I was going to. You know, they standing around like a deer in the headlights. You had more than one cop. And for all those people who saw the video from the opposite side of the car, you know, from what they're showing you, they show one side of the car, they show the opposite. You know, you saw that the cop that actually shot him was already struggling with Jacob Blake. They had him on the ground, halfway onto the ground. He was on his knees and stuff. And you going to let the man get up? He was able to get up and walk around the car and all that. I think he shouldn't even made it around the car. If you're already struggling with him and stuff, then why wasn't he handcuffed? Why wasn't he put down and everything else? You saw the other two cops. In the beginning of the video, look at where the cops' positions are. Look at the one cop that actually followed him around and shot him. Look at the other two. They didn't know, what are you doing? Where's your training? Fuck training. Think with your mind. You guys are men or, you know what I'm saying, human beings at the end of the day. You see the situation going on. Like, come on, use your head. Yes, I agree with a lot of y'all talking out there where he should have protected his life. Come on, brother. Leave with your life. You struggling? Okay, fine. And they harassing you, you mad? Deal with your lawyer. Call your lawyer after it. Let him arrest you, take you to jail, whatever you have to do with it. Call your lawyer at the end of the day and deal with it that way. You doing this, George Floyd already got shot. You see Trayvon Martin and, you know what I'm saying, Brown and everything like that. You know what they doing to these cops right here. So, yes, to all y'all people talking about out there that he was wrong, it shouldn't have happened. Brother, you shouldn't have resisted. You shouldn't have resisted. That was wrong. But, however, despite that he did that doesn't mean that he should have been shot at the end of the day. You guys are supposed to be the professionals in the whole situation. You guys are supposed to know what to do. This is a domestic dispute. How many domestic dispute you see come out and it's not treated the same way? Yeah, this white man, I seen the video of the white man come out and had a knife to the cop. He still left with his life. Pulled a knife and everything, stabbed at him too, and still left with his life. But this man, yeah, he was mad. He was mad going through baby mama situation. You know how it gets in the black community. But he gets shot up. Good thing he didn't die. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to pass the baton, but I want to say this because I think like y'all are to waiting. I'm waiting to see what he say because he can still talk. Hopefully, I'm glad they didn't shoot his throat because I want to see what he going to say.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still waiting for what he going to say about the whole situation. Where they talk. I know the cops and the whole cop lawyers are waiting what he going to say too. They're going to discredit that whole thing.
Only thing they got is what? Resisting arrest.
Yeah.
Resisting
arrest. Yeah, whatever. That doesn't
okay. So
require you being shot.
Can I just say that? Yeah, there's a video, so I don't know.
Of him
I guess.
Talking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or of him saying what happened after
responding.
responding. To what's happening. But okay, my thing is, I guess just to echo a lot of what you guys are saying. Where, okay, I know I always come from a different side with everything, but it's systematic, right? It's systematic to me. I see it in this way. Like how you were saying, after George Floyd, that was so big. Everybody now should sort of like use that as an example of how to maybe react in a different way towards the police and also for the police to act towards the community that you're policing in, right? So, like, I guess what you're saying is on Jacob Blake's side of it, you got to go into this situation and, okay, I want to come out of this situation with my life. Yeah. I understand I got priors, right? And I understand all the situation, but I want to come out of this with my life. So I'm going to be very compliant, right? They get here. I'm going to answer their questions. I'm not going to resist. Yeah. You could have got out of there with that. Not to say that you're to blame for any of that, because then there's still a responsibility on the police inside of it.
We can separate the two. A lot of people are not separating the two, and that's absolutely right. He was wrong, but however, on your side of it, like how you were saying with the police officers, now with everything that's happened, and I think, we talked before, a lot of it is you are not able to handle this situation because you're leaving it up to just one police officer. There shouldn't be multiple police officers on the scene and just one police officer is dealing with the situation. Yeah, that makes no sense.
Doesn't make any sense. If one police officer could deal with this, we would just call one police officer.
Yeah.
This obviously need multiple.
Yeah.
So then you get into the situation where that one police officer that's dealing with it, and usually it's the senior officer, and now they've having to get even more aggressive, right? Whereas if we were all sort of like all hands on deck dealing with this, maybe you hold his hand, you talk to him, good cop, bad cop while we're on the scene, somebody talking to the ladies over here, everybody's sort of like just trying to have a conversation about the whole thing, figuring out what's going on. You jump on the scene. And then there was another situation where they said that when the police officer went on scene, they went on there already with the knowledge of Jacob Blake's past.
Yeah.
So they already know.
Yeah.
They already knew he had this prior. They already knew
They're
all
doing
this.
a lot of that too.
So
They're trying to bring up the
what
past
do
like they
you-
do a lot
what,
of stuff.
How do you enter a situation when you already know what's going on?
So they
you see
go
what
in
I'm
there
saying?
with the
You go in
negative
that
intent.
already with that in your
With the
head.
negative
You know
intent.
this man got a warrant. You know all that.
Yeah.
So you're going there about to prove yourself. He's already knowing he's caught up, so he's already defensive, right? How do you think that is gonna go? Nobody's learning anything, and that's why I say it doesn't matter what you learn. Even after Rodney King, we're still talking about the same thing 20 years later. It's like nobody's learning anything. And it's hard because we always focus on the individual. You know, we focus on George Floyd, and that's the one thing. And we focus on Jacob Blake, and that's the one thing. But it's systematic. It's the system. That's where we need the reform. Like you said, sis, defund the police. Nobody want to talk about that. We want to sit here and talk about the one situation and the one little incident. No, defund the whole thing. We got to start over. How we're doing it now makes no sense. And if we don't change it, we're going to keep on having situations like this where we're going to keep on
having these riots.
We're going to have another one. We're going to have another one.
And you know when we have these riots, they always look at the community of the black. And even though the black might be out there, we're not the ones that's doing the tearing up. We're not the one that's doing the rattles and the shake. You might want to look at the other races that's actually tearing up. The ones that's actually behind the closed doors. Yes, even though we're the ones that's getting shot and getting killed, it's actually the people behind the closed doors who's actually tearing it up.
Well, let me speak on that, what you both are saying, as far as the systematic and stuff, systematic situation. Here's the thing. Me being a fundamentalist, a black revolutionary, but for the most part, in my heart, a Pan-African fundamentalist, these are things that's never going to change. I'm sorry, a lot of black people don't want to hear that, but we go back and forth between what we want America to do and what America has not shown that it will do. I hope you're following me. Situations like this, I feel, will not stop. Why? Because America refuses to give black people what it wants. We're fighting for this. Even we have election coming up this year, and we're voting on a possibility of what could change for us when we had a black president and shit changed. It's the same situation here. We go back and forth, we go and we spin around, and we got our heads spinning about what we want and what could possibly be. But yet, we're hoping on a possibility when we have a certain group in power structure in a certain place where they have the power already. Look, I think in this whole case, these cops are not going to get convicted. I think they're not going to convicted. Sorry, but it's happened before. Whenever we have a situation with cops shooting, I'm pessimistic. We still have George Floyd. These men are still on trial. The grand jury is still out. We still going through that. We don't even know if these cops are going to get convicted in George Floyd case. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Well, they actually have an implicit right to kill. They have that it's not necessarily in law, but it's what this, because this is another topic for another day. But these judges, what's actually written in law is all these cops has to do is just say that's why they always keep saying they're in fear for their life. That's why they make these comments. This is actually a legal reason why they say that. They make this point for this reason that you're making right now. Just to say real quick, the reasons why they actually have to make that point is because when a cop feels like that, legally he can kill anybody. They can kill anybody because if they say they're in fear for their life. So it's like this. So in terms of getting to what you're saying, of course, convictions and everything that goes further probably won't happen anyway, especially because it's so hard to prove murder against a cop against another black man. Of course,
yeah. I think that's where the system comes in and shows its
implicit bias.
I think that's where the system comes in and shows his head and stuff like that. How it protects
it's
the
like
system.
a gray area. Yeah.
People don't have to think about how the system protects itself. But then let me hit with people this. This is why justice is blind, because justice is blind doesn't just apply to the courtroom. It also applies to cops being judge and jury
Absolutely.
and executioner.
Yes.
This is what they're showing. They can be executioner and get off.
They're their
So
own
they
judge and
bypass.
jury.
So they bypass
They're
the
their
jury
own
and the
judge.
judge.
They're their own
Bypass the
judge
jury
and
and the
jury.
judge.
Absolutely.
That's what when the moral issue comes into play. We're doing this. How many instances we have? And here's a fact. Anybody can challenge me on this. Every major instance of black people complaining about police shooting, we've been right in every single instance. Every time you see it, they can debate it how they want to and how the jury plays about it, but they can never explain or can never give us a full rebuttal as to why this person was shot, why Rodney King was beaten, why Mike Brown got choked
jury?
out, why Sandra
White
Bland,
jury?
and so yeah, all of that.
White jury.
All of that. Sis.
And if it was a black
But-
person on there, they was all damn Oreo.
Yeah, but
I don't care what you talking about.
it goes into that. I think in every major instance of racism, our track record is immaculate. We've been absolutely right. Does that equate to a conviction for the violators of our human right?
Oh, they got
absolutely
conviction.
not.
Damn, 5 years or 3. That ain't shit.
Absolutely not. And I'm hitting at it hard as something that we need to be paying attention to. It makes no fucking sense. And then we keep harping that because even after this issue, we try to understand and try to make it seem like, okay, we're going to get something out of this Jacob Blake thing. We're still trying to get something out of this George Floyd thing. We still don't feel right about Trayvon Martin. This race thing, it's just... It's America's not gonna work. America's not gonna fucking work.
Go through the list. Yes, it's definitely more.
I have to go because I'm speaking. When I talk, I go on this. I try to go over. I sometimes think. Let me slow down. I go over people's heads sometimes because I try to think about the bigger picture. And what I want to point out to people is that I don't think America's gonna work. Black people are trying to make America work, or America don't want to work for black people. We are trying to ameliorate our situation, our problem in a way where that we feel like one day, if we keep on fighting and hit at the heart of America's moral promise, that it will get there. I'm sorry, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. And explain to me why it's going to happen when you see shooting after shooting after shooting after shooting after black people never getting one. We had a black president. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, I'm going now, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, call me non-American, whatever you want to call. I don't care. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you, I'm not going to risk one more generation.
Yeah, right.
That's where I'm coming from.
Oh yeah, but you know what time it is.
Whatever.
Yeah, you know what it is. Hey, that's what we do here. So there'll be another talk for another session. As you know, what we will do, we will talk about. There has to be definitely a mental migration for us before it be a physical one. We know that already. So that's part of the things that we do here. These stories also manipulate our thought and our further thinking. So, definitely what he's saying is going to be reign true.
We'll
we
go into it.
That,
this makes people mad. Another shooting, we get mad. I'm sorry. The PM Hour.